Hello, welcome back. Today we are going to do a build and I'm going to yap to you about the family that I'm going to move into this build while I show you the build. So it's just going to be a little typical 10 to 20 minute speed through of me building this house and then me just yapping about, well, the family that I'm moving in. Let's get into it. So this house is a English cottage that I have actually seen in real life. I haven't been on the inside, so I have no idea what the inside looks like. I was just on the way to a shop and I was in the car and sat in the passenger seat waiting for my roommate to pick some things up. Out the corner of my eye, I saw this house and I was like, ooh. And very creepily, I took a picture of this house. I do this all the time with houses and buildings that I see. I'll just take a quick picture of it and then build it in The Sims and then delete the picture so I don't have records of me being a complete creep. However, this video is going to be lasting evidence of me being a complete creep. So I took a picture of this house and now I'm building it. I only saw the front of it, so I could only see the front of the house and the fact that it had a garage and then like a little bit of a garden way. I had no idea what the back part of the property looked like, so I had to kind of improvise with that, and also I had to improvise with the whole inside of the layout of the building and the interior, and also keep in mind the family that I'm moving in to make sure it fits their needs as well. And originally I was going to keep this base game, but then I thought, no. I loved all the packs too much that I had to use a lot of the things that weren't base game. The thing that really drew me to this house was the blue windows, the little windows at the top where the walls pop out and got a little bit of a roof on each one. I don't know what they're called when they do that, but when there's a little window cove, I guess, and it was blue, and I thought, oh, that's interesting. Looking back on the image, I'm not going to show the image because I think that's a little too far. I don't want to dox these random people. But looking at the image, I was thinking, is this actually blue? As in, like, they painted it blue? Or is this some sort of construction material while they're extending the house? I don't know. But I just really like the idea of that bit. I don't know, it just drew me to it, and the ivy up the side of the building was really nice. Just everything about this building really, really intrigued me, so I had to build it. There is a couple of other buildings that I've taken pictures of recently that I'm gonna do another speed build in the future. Yeah. I have to slow it down on the taking pictures of people's houses because one day I'm going to get caught and it's going to be very embarrassing to say, yeah, I make Sims videos on the internet. I want to take a picture of your house because it's so pretty and I wanted to build it in The Sims. Totally not creepy at all. The family that I'm moving into this house are a couple, work couple. We have my main sim, who is a very creative sim. I've actually posted her on my story on my Instagram because I was really happy with her, and I think I'm going to keep posting little updates there. So if you want to follow my Instagram, underneath where all the story highlights are, there should be a section for my sims. And yeah, you can keep up with her and see how her life is going. So she is, like I said, a very creative sim. I wanted her to try out some of the new hobbies that came with Business and Hobbies. I say hobbies, there's only 2 that came with that pack. I didn't really think of her as someone who would tattoo people. I haven't delved into that side of The Sims yet, but I have played around with the clay making and the pottery, so that's what she does. She also makes paintings and sells paintings. I imagine she's going to do all sorts of creative endeavors. Maybe one day she'll get into tattoo making, I don't know, but for now she just makes little clay pots and sells them on Plopsy, and then when she saves up enough money, she is going to open her small business, which is going to be in the garage that you can see that I've built, hopefully, if I've built it yet. But in there, that's where she's going to have her little station. Originally this is meant to be a garage, so there was meant to be a garage door, but I don't really know too well how to build garages on The Sims 4 without using the garage door that came with City Living. Instead of making a garage that isn't functional, I made a shed kind of thing where her shop is going to be based out of. And I'm really excited for my family to move in here because they are, like I said, they're a young couple. They are recently engaged, so they haven't been married yet, but they are going to get married, and I wanted to give them a little house for them to start their life in. The best thing about my sim is that they can get other sims pregnant, so she can get her wife pregnant without having to use the have a science baby option, which is a great option, but I wanted it to be more organic, I think is the word I'm thinking of. At the moment, the one bedroom that will be the kids' bedroom is just a spare bedroom at the moment because they don't have kids. So I've kind of made it look a bit, not rundown's not the right word, but I've made it look a little bit empty, like they've just shoved boxes in there. They've got a bed, they laid out a bed, a wardrobe, a side table, a lamp, and called it a day, and now they're putting like their spare stuff in there. They're treating it kind of like an attic. But eventually that'll be the kids' bedroom, which I'm really excited for. I can't wait to jump back into the save. I've had no sleep last night, so I'm a little bit delirious because my cats kept me awake last night. They kept me and my housemate awake all night, and in typical fashion, they are asleep on the sofa right now. Of course they are. Why wouldn't they be? As if nothing happened. But yeah, I'm really excited to carry on my little family and start their legacy. And I love legacy saves. Even though I'm not putting it on YouTube, I still wanted to share this little insight with you. And yeah, let me know if you want me to do a little update on their journey. I will insert some screenshots throughout this video so that you can see the sims that I'm talking about. And yeah, don't forget to follow my Instagram as well, because that's where I'm gonna put all of the little updates without making a full video. So what I do is I make a little story, a little template that has the sim in the middle, plus their skills that they have currently, who their friendships are, who they're married to, their kids, etc, their job, where they're living. All of these things is like a mood board but for my sim, and I post that on my story every now and then. So if you're interested in that and you want to keep up with and be nosy about my sims, then please do, because I love sharing my sims with you. It's this thing that I've always loved doing since I was a kid. I've always loved The Sims, and funny thing is, my nan called me the other day, and one of the first things she says is, "Are you still playing your Sims?" Because it's one of the games that I always played as a kid, and I always told everybody about the stories that I was making and the people that I was making and their families, and I don't know, it's a game that I've always loved, and that's why I haven't moved on to Inzoi just yet, because I'm still in love with The Sims. So if anyone is asking why I haven't moved on to Inzoi, that's why. I didn't really talk to you about the other family members, so I need to look up these names. I completely forgot these guys' names. 1 second. Nyla is the main sim, Nyla Weaver. She is engaged to Venetia from Tomarang. Oh, what's the pack called? For Rent. We're just engaged. We are going to get married in the next few days. They're currently living in a very small apartment in Samaishuno. That's where my sim first started living when she was, she was actually working as a civil designer, which I've never really worked in before. Even though she's quit now because she's making so much more money from selling her paintings on Plopsy and her pottery things that she's making on Plopsy as well. Venetia was a vendor, I think, but now she's changed career paths. She is now in the astronaut career, which is really, really fun and a good money maker. So they're both working on their promotions and their money making so that they can move out of their tiny apartment into it's not a big house, just a bigger place with a spare bedroom so that we can have a family. I completely forgot to talk about Venetia as well. Like I said, they are happily engaged. They haven't had any quarrels. They haven't had any problems. Everything is a little too perfect. I'm thinking, do I add drama to this sim save? Do I add a bit of problems? Do I add some I don't know, some cheating somewhere, or I don't know, a crazy ex, or a family member that's not happy that they're together, something along them lines? I don't know. I could do anything. It is The Sims. We are pretty close with all our friends. We spend time with our friends quite a lot. We recently had a Halloween party, which was a lot of fun. So my Sims actually dressed up as a fairy and Venetia was a witch. So it was really, really cute and I loved it. We had trick-or-treaters as well as the party. It was so much fun. I have this save set on long lifespan, so I don't have to worry about my Sims aging up too soon, so I don't miss out on anything, especially when I have infants, because that is gonna take all of my mental energy. Also, I apologize if the rest of this video is just music and the build, because I'm not very good at knowing when to stop yapping. Sometimes I don't yap enough, and sometimes I yap too much. I don't have any social barriers to let me know when to stop. So I might not time this up correctly with the rest of the video, but I hope you enjoy nonetheless. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this build, and if you did, make sure you leave a like. That will really help the channel out, as well as subscribing so you never miss a video. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!